Now on 767 News. 10 secondary schools benefit from JA's Economics for Success program. One Haitian national charged in passport scam conspiracy and HIV/AIDS response unit benefits from CIBC First Caribbean donation. In sports, records broken on day one of the Secondary Schools Athletics Championship. Welcome to 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I'm Alicia George, your presenter for tonight. We'll be back with the latest news happening around Dominica after this break.
Some call it money transfer. We call it helping him hit his first ever six. MoneyGram, bringing you closer.
It's March Madness at Quartz. Get all for nothing and nothing to pay for 30 days. Plus, get mad deals all over the store. And it gets even better with one crazy deal every single day. So Quartz is the place to be all month long for new deals every day in the biggest March Madness promotion. Don't miss it. It's gonna be mad.
Welcome back. In tonight's newscast, Junior Achievement JA Dominica piloted its Economics for Success program today, Wednesday, as it continues to get young people involved in economic development. The Economics for Success program will focus on learning about careers, budgeting, credits, and the importance of insurance. Natasha Yeloin-Labad, Executive Director of JA Dominica, said schools are targeted as it provides an environment where the potential of young people are exhibited.
As part of this program, Junior Achievement will go to the high schools and focus on what we call the JA Economics for Success. Among the classroom activities, children will participate in discussions. They will have the opportunity to receive direct instruction. They will be able to reflect on their future career aspirations. And of course, they will be able to make use of the Junior Achievement Program kits, which have a number of colorful, engaging, and very fun resources.
JA has 3 focus areas, including financial literacy, entrepreneurship, education, and career information. This new program will encompass all these focus areas with real-world information on career planning. The goal is to allow the students to make informed financial decisions throughout their lives. Yeloin-Labad said too often, when we make decisions at a school level, we take for granted just how much that decision could affect us growing up.
So many of our students don't recognize the importance of the choices that they make every day. And it's happening at a very crucial time in their lives when they have all the pubescent energy, the shiny faces, beautiful hairstyles. They are having the best time of their lives, but they're also having to make some of the most important decisions that will impact the rest of their lives.
10 third form students from each of the participating schools who excel in the program will be able to have an opportunity for internship under the Junior Achievements Careers Forum. They will later receive an opportunity to work within a local institution.
We are hoping that once students are able to take assessments about what are their skills, what are their natural personality tendencies, that this will lead to more informed decisions. The beginning of deciding a career starts at an assessment and looking at yourself. And so one of the important things that the students will have an opportunity to do is to choose whether they like to read a book, or whether they prefer to take a calculator apart, or if they would prefer to babysit someone. And depending on that answer, it may very well lead them to a discovery that, you know what, I'm a people's person. I love caring for people, or absolutely, I love taking things apart.
Some of the schools participating in the program are the Wesley High School, the Dominica Grammar School, Portsmouth Secondary, St. Martin's Secondary, Goodwill Secondary, the Northeast Comprehensive, and the Pierre Charles Secondary. The executive director is hoping to have all 16 high schools on the island participate in future programs. And in other stories, the National HIV/AIDS Response Unit on Tuesday was presented with a check of $3,000 courtesy the CIBC First Caribbean Bank. Ronald Lawrence, CIBC First Caribbean Bank's business support officer, said the bank has been supporting the unit for 10 years to date. The bank also funds an annual scholarship for a child affected or infected by AIDS.
We understand that this is a very serious illness that can affect anybody at any time, and this is the way that First Caribbean makes its contribution to the cause by helping with a scholarship through the HIV/AIDS unit.
Lester Guy, National HIV/AIDS Response Unit officer, is grateful for the donation. He said the cash will be useful as currently there are several young people who are affected by AIDS directly or indirectly. Other institutions the bank have assisted include the Alpha Center and the Dominica Council on Aging. Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, parliamentary representative for the Maho constituency, has assured the villagers of Jimit that the government of Dominica will fulfill campaign promises made following the 2014 general elections. It was at the 10th inaugural meeting of the Maho Jimit Taru Village Council that the minister told the residents that the best is yet to come.
I gave the commitment to link the road from Mount Jordan into Lower Campbell Road. We have done that, and it's continuing as I speak. We have made this money to the village council, and I also gave the commitment to construct a step from Mount Jordan to Lower Campbell Road and a storm drain amounting to over $80,000. That money again was made available to the village council, and that project is completed. And that is what I'm saying to you going forward. I shall continue to work with you. We have spent in excess of $200,000 through the council to improving our roads in Jimit. And let me say to the people of Jimit, who have supported me from day one, that the best is yet to come.
The minister promised residents that every street in their community will be completed in this term. Minister Blackmore said the government to date has spent in excess of $13 million developing various communities across Dominica. That, he said, should not be taken for granted.
We drive by and we see the river walls and we take them for granted. But it was because of the good self and office of our Honorable Prime Minister that we were able to source those funds by a way of grant funding. No tax on the backs of Dominicans. That is significant, my dear friends. And we must celebrate and we must be glad as a result of this huge investment in those various communities.
According to the minister, the government is expected to continue the washroom programs in Maho, Taru, Campbell, and Massac, and has secured $100,000 to construct 2 new homes in the communities of Warner, Maho, and Campbell. The administration will also construct 18 new houses in Massac for villagers who have been displaced as a result of Hurricane Ophelia. Funds for that project is being provided by the People's Republic of China. Minister Blackmore said the constructions of these homes are separate from the 1,500 houses documented for construction in the government's manifesto. The government has also begun fulfilling their promise of providing an alternative of social security benefits for the men and women who broke grounds to continue road construction around Dominica. The government had promised an additional $200 to be provided to a category of these persons monthly.
The process is emerging. It's evolving, so a number of persons, the information is not all that accurate, so some persons are not captured yet. But to date, we have been able to capture in the Maho constituency 217 persons who are already getting the monies every month for the various councils. And in Maho, we have 52 in Maho, 5 in Taru, and 12 in Jimit so far receiving that pension because of what the Labour Party believe in.
Minister Blackmore pledged his continued support to the village council and to the residents of the various communities. In other stories, the Dominica Cancer Society on Saturday, March 7th, hosted an outreach program in La Plaine as part of efforts to educate the public on the signs and symptoms of cancer in a bid to prevent the disease. Speaking with 767 News, Kathleen Cornelius, president of the Dominica Cancer Society, conceded that early intervention saves lives and education is power. Several women took advantage of the activity on Saturday.
This morning, women are getting a chance to learn how to do their breast screening. We are also doing clinical screening this morning. So it's twofold. You learn how to do a self-examination and you also receive your clinical examination.
Cornelia said the society is encouraged to continue its outreach program, citing the large turnout of women as motivation. Some who have been directly affected and others who had a family member or friends who succumbed to the disease.
We are going to continue going out to the health districts. Our next stop will be in the next quarter, and we are going to go to the Grand Bay Health District. And in the third quarter, we are going to go to the Wesley Health District, because we know the importance of education, and we know if we continue to empower women, they will be able to intervene, get themselves checked at an early time, and ensure that if they by perchance there is an abnormality in their breast, in this case, that they will know how to detect this lump, and they will take the proactive measures to ensure that this lump is detected at an early stage, and through early intervention, we are assured that their lives can be saved.
To see more on the Cancer Society's outreach program, tune in to the new season of Island Health View on Friday, March 20th, 2015. And up next, a Haitian man and his Dominican girlfriend charged in passport scam conspiracy. More details on this and other stories when 767 News returns.
Count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. For every $9 spent on Big 4, you get a raffle ticket to enter our weekly draws to win $4,000 cash every Thursday for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every Thursday. That's $24,000 in cash. So play Big 4, count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. Only from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts from February 24th to April 2nd.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products, and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Thanks for staying with us. A Maho woman has been released on $10,000 bond while her Haitian boyfriend has been remanded at the state prison. Petra Esprit and Haitian Ronald Bishop were both charged for conspiracy to fraudulently obtain a Dominica passport in the name of Wilbert Lester Serran of Maho between February 20th and March 6, 2015. Bishop was additionally charged with forging a Dominica passport application form bearing the name of Wilbert Lester Serran, knowing it to be forged, and for the purpose of deceit uttered the said forged form. All charges are indictable. The prosecution objected to bail for Bishop, citing that he was a foreign national and if granted bail, he may not make himself available for trial. Bail for Esprit was initially set at $25,000. However, after a heartfelt plea by attorney Joshua Francis, who represents both defendants, that amount was reduced to $10,000. The preliminary inquiry will commence on July 30th, 2015. This charge comes just weeks after the government of Dominica decided to slow down the issuing of visas to nationals of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And the Embassy of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in Dominica and the Venezuelan Institute for Culture and Cooperation, throwing support behind the celebration of International Women's Day, hosted a ceremony at the Venezuelan Institute on Monday, March 9th. The ceremony, which was hosted under the theme Divine and Precious Being, focused on leading women in Venezuela and Dominica. Michael Henderson, one of Dominica's leading women featured at the ceremony, pointed out that in the Caribbean, women have been privileged to enjoy the same freedoms afforded to men and have used those freedoms to make significant contributions to the Caribbean society. It is unfortunate, she noted, that many young women in different parts of the world still battle with the image of what a successful woman should be.
You and I are very fortunate to have had these female pioneers influence our lives. I, for one, am inspired by their stories, and I endeavor every day to emulate their discipline, dedication, and high sense of responsibility. Unfortunately, many young women in many parts of the world battle with the overwhelming influence of pop culture and the way it portrays women. They have a hard time reconciling pop's highly sexualized image of a woman with the principles of discipline, dedication, and responsibility.
Henderson said although we live in a modern world with more opportunities for women to succeed, young women are being taught to celebrate a standard of themselves which is intentionally degraded. She therefore called on all strong and morally conscious women to take a stand and reverse the demeaning representation of women worldwide.
Women are degraded and paraded around as objects to be had, as opposed to equal contributors to the society. Is that what we really are? Why are we agreeing to this systematic debasement of ourselves? And what it's debasement of ourselves and what we stand for. The thing is, we have a choice. And increasingly, the world over, we also have a voice. Those of us who are genuinely concerned about the advancement of women and the benefits to society of strong female figures need to step up to the plate.
As an artist, Michelle herself has had to overcome many hurdles working in a male-dominated industry, but she has and continues to present herself as a positive role model for women across the region. She urged other successful women and the media to do the same.
More of us need to take on the responsibility of being good role models. Secondly, more of us need to educate ourselves and our children about the shining examples, the other shining examples of womanhood that exist out there. Our girls need to see their heroes regularly portrayed in a positive light. I want to also encourage the media to get on board and help change the trend. Ensure that the programming you broadcast, the articles that you print, and even the advertising that you present to the public is wholesome and celebrating of women and their contributions to society, as we are doing today. You can play a major role in reversing the decline of the self-esteem of our women and girls if you agree to join hands with us and make it happen.
Henderson also agrees that women deserve equal recognition for their successes, bearing in mind that there are women across the world whose freedom is sanctioned by law. Venezuelan ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Hayden Pirella, also sounded a call. His call was to stop violence against women.
Today is a day dedicated to you. Maybe it's a trading date, but all the men must make the day so special. The day which you dedicate to you is one of no abuse. It should be one where we give you happiness and peace. Never ever reject you, never give you sadness.
International Women's Day 2015 was celebrated under the theme Make It Happen and focused on gender equality and education for women worldwide. In other stories, Minister of Information, Science, Telecommunications and Technology, Honorable Kelva Daru, is urging the youth to ensure they use technology for positive purposes. He made the statement on Tuesday during the contract signing for the establishment of a Center of Excellence and Innovation at the Dominica State College.
I also want to urge our young people this afternoon to use our technology for good use. And that is important, young people, because too many times we have used technology in a destructive way. And as the minister responsible for ICT, I take strong offense against these things, particularly when we use the technology to degrade our people, to lower our value system, and to cause individuals out there in society to feel less of themselves.
Minister Daru said social media must be used to promote Dominica. The minister condemned the use of technology for negative purposes while adding that young people have the responsibility to use technology in a positive way. Honorable Daru said the government's investment in the Center of Excellence and Innovation will result in the next generation of entrepreneurs and technology experts in advanced technology.
This, I believe, is fundamental within the Center of Excellence for ICT. Because we have to begin to produce. We have to begin to be innovators and to make things happen. The same way that a teenager could have come up with the idea for Facebook, and today making millions of it. The same way that we have seen various apps being developed by young people. I believe that here in Dominica we have the potential, and through the Center of Excellence for ICT, we will achieve all of this.
The minister said the Center of Excellence and Innovation will also ensure that citizens are trained and equipped in the competent use and management of information communication technology tools. In more stories, higher education is very important for the nation-building process. This is according to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, Marcella Powell, who delivered an address at a National Accreditation Board NAB Media Press Conference on Tuesday.
The development of human resource represents a sound investment in the economic future of nations, since an educated population increases the possibility of a nation's prosperity. In order to preserve the quality of higher education, provision and to maintain the public's confidence in our tertiary and higher education, service providers, accreditation of higher education institutions is not only a requirement, but a critical necessity.
Powell said accreditation refers to the process of ensuring quality delivery of educational services through rigorous assessment of courses or programs, human resource and assessment of practices of tertiary or higher education service providers. This process involves granting credence to an institution which meet the minimum legally established standards of education service delivery.
With recent increases in the number of higher education service providers, particularly those providing online courses through distance learning, there is a growing fear of compromising the quality of educational service delivery. In recent times, the trend of making degree programs attractive for clients has become a marketing strategy to boost intake, often at the expense of quality, learning and related outcomes. In ensuring that the public benefits from access to tertiary and higher education, the issue of quality is non-negotiable.
Meanwhile, Rock Bruno, Executive Director of the National Accreditation Board, said an unstable financial climate highlights the need for higher education.
UNESCO has projected that by 2025, that is to say in the next 10 years, between 70 to 80% of all jobs available at the world level, at the international level, will require tertiary education training. No longer is secondary education important. And so that is why, from my own personal view, I think it is an excellent situation that we do have the State College and, of course, the University of the West Indies Open Campus, and also that the number of people who want to access tertiary or higher education is increasing.
Bruno said quality kindergarten, primary and secondary education are vital for quality tertiary education. The National Accreditation Board came into existence in 2006 by Act 13 through Dominica's Parliament. Some of its major functions include advising on the recognition of foreign institutions and the awards they offer, protecting the academic interests of students, and providing the public with information on the quality of programs of study and institutions. The board is run by a combination of individuals involved in the education system, including President of the Dominica State College, the Chief Education Officer, a state attorney, representatives of the teaching profession, and the chairperson of the medical board. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry right after this break, so stay tuned.
Some call it money transfer. We call it helping him hit his first ever six. MoneyGram, bringing you closer.
Let's see how easy it is to play Powerball and win. Simply select 4 numbers from 1 to 30 and a Power Pick number from 1 to 5, and that's it. You have just selected your winning numbers for Powerball, or just get a quick pick and let the machine select your lucky numbers for you. Remember, Powerball is drawn every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 p.m. Powerball from the Dominica National Lottery.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with athletics. History was made on Tuesday as a number of records were broken on day one of the Sports Division's 2015 Secondary Schools Athletics Championship at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Sports officer Yudi John, in an interview with 767 News on Wednesday, said records were broken in discus, shot put and running.
We have Derek Sergeant of the Dominica State College. He broke the 400 meters under 21 championship record by 0.2 seconds when he ran 49.8 seconds in the heat number 3. The old record of 50.0 was set by the legendary Bruce Phillip, which he held for over 30 years, and that was done in 1984. Josh Toussaint of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School broke 2 records as well. The shot put under 17 boys with 14.73 meters. His 2014 record was then 14.09 meters. And also the discus under 14 with a throw of 40.10 meters. And the old record was set in 2013 by Ryan Joseph of the Northeast Comprehensive School, and that record used to be 37.16 meters.
Lizanne Roach of the Pierre Charles Secondary School broke the under 17 record in the discus with a throw of 25.63 meters, breaking her last year's record of 23.65 meters. At the end of day one, the boys of the Pierre Charles Secondary and the Northeast Comprehensive School were tied for the first position, each with 42 points.
The Dominica Grammar School and the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School boys are now tying third place with 23 points. And the girls for the Pierre Charles Secondary School, on the other hand, has a 17-point lead over the NECS girls, with the points at 68 to NECS's 51. And in the Portsmouth Secondary School enjoys the third position on 34 points.
Details of Day 2 will be published in a subsequent sportscast. In football, Police Sports Club and Nemesis United both recorded wins on Tuesday evening when the action continued in the 2015 Dominica Football Association Division 1 League at the Bath Estate playing field. In the first match of a doubleheader, Police defeated Bathroad Ambassadors by 8-0 in a Group 1 encounter. Marlon Hillier led the charge for Police, scoring a hat-trick, with 1 each coming from Fletcher Jar, Egbert Walsh, Miguel George and Abish Matthew. Police also benefited from an own goal. In the second match of the night, Nemesis defeated East Central by 2-0 in Group 4. Mickey Thomas and Kelly George scored for Nemesis. The match between MV Maxano Bombers and Glanville Renegades was postponed. In more sports, Dominica's leg of the Guinness Street Football competition was officially launched on Tuesday, with officials calling for the early registration of teams interested in participating. Elvis Clifton, Trade Marketing Coordinator of the Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited, said, "This is important for the smooth running of the competition."
This Sunday, the 15th, we are heading to the Lapland Zone, and that includes Petit Soufriere, Good Hope, San Sauve, Cassibers, Tranto, Deepa, Carib Territory, the Kalinago Territory, and Grand Fond, Rivière Syric, Monjon, Lapland, Delis, and Boitica. And this zone is on this Sunday in the Lapland basketball court, on Sunday from 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Massive. We are saying 11 a.m. We said no registration on site. However, Jasmine have just said that we will take some registration on site, but we are stressing, do not bank on that. If we have enough teams registered by the time you get there, you won't be picked.
Clifton said this year's competition will only have 4 zones as opposed to the previous 8, so early registration is vital for participation.
This year, the big news is the prize money for the final this year has doubled what it used to be over the last 2 to 3 years. It has doubled, so more money for your team this year in the finals. And we are taking 3 teams from every zone. They also get some money as well for qualifying. $200 for each team will qualify in each zone. So we'll be heading into the finals with at least 13 teams.
He stated, last year's finalists, God Gives, God Takes, will advance straight into the final this year. Meanwhile, captain of God Gives, God Takes, Karen Charles said, although they didn't advance to the semi-finals of the regional competition, the experience was educationally beneficial.
All in all, we meet a lot of new friends, guys you see amazing skills, amazing footworks, and you know the competition level, it's high. When you think it's just small goal, it's more than that. Guys are taking it really seriously, and I know this year is going to be very hard to retain the championship, but you know, we've had work, dedication, and a bit of luck. Not a bit of luck, maybe a lot of luck to see us through to actually try to reach to Jamaica this year. I'm just hoping that everything works well and a few more sponsors come on board to help Guineas and Elvis and them to make it bigger, because it's a lot bigger than we think in the other countries.
Charles said it is important that sponsors collaborate with Guineas as the competition is growing annually. He is hopeful that his team retains a championship to travel to Jamaica for the finals, scheduled to begin from June 26th to 27th. The grand prize for the finals is US $4,000. Interested teams can obtain registration forms from the sales staff of the Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited or call telephone numbers 275-3188, 275-3189, or 275-4203. And in more football, a total of 20 players have been selected by the Dominica Football Association to participate in a friendly encounter on Sunday, March 15th. The team will leave the state on Friday for Antigua, where they will take on the home team in a friendly match at the Antigua Recreational Ground. The encounter will serve as a warm-up for both teams, which are preparing for the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia campaign. The unit, which has been in training for several months, will be led by Glenson Prince, with Chad Bertrand as his deputy. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports news.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headlines. 10 secondary schools to benefit from JA's Economics for Success program. 1 Haitian national charged in passport scam conspiracy. And HIV/AIDS response unit benefits from CIBC First Caribbean donation. In sports, records broken on day 1 of the secondary schools athletics championship. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.
Boom, Miss Sinai, it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry, man, we go take a jam in a party. Yeah, put one hand in the air. 767 News.